good morning. Welcome back to another vlog. If you're new here, my name is Sarah. I'm a PhD student at Indiana University, which is a Big Ten, R1, 50,000 student kind of school. So in this vlog, I'm going to show you guys my very last week of the semester and do some reflecting along the way, as I tend to do, especially in the spring semester when things have wrapped up, and tell you guys all about how I thought teaching went, all about how I thought dissertation writing went, and the seminar that I have been a TA/auditor went. So it is about 11 o'clock on Tuesday morning, and I typically teach at this time. I have two sections of freshman writing, which is a digital literacy class themed around social media influencers, and I've designed the whole curriculum, and it's been super fun. It's really a dream come true to teach. But I'm doing conferences today instead. So I have, I think, 8 student conferences today. I finished one, had like a 30-minute break right now, and then I have 7 conferences back to back to back to back. And then I need to eat a quick lunch and then head out to campus for the seminar. I actually have a lot more conferences than I realized. I thought I had 8 today, and I actually have 12. So let's buckle in. Little break in the conferences with the students, and I want to check in for the first reflective moment. So if you've been following my vlogs, you probably know a lot about the class that I'm teaching, but a quick little recap for anyone who may be new or who maybe haven't been keeping up with all the vlogs. The class that I am teaching is a version of first year writing for college freshmen typically. And it is a pilot course that we offered for the first time in the fall. And then this spring, I got to teach my very own section of it. So as the world is becoming a more and more digital place, the university thought that it would be a good idea to have a version of freshman writing that is focused more on digital literacy and digital tools and ways that we write online. So I proposed a course over a year ago that I would like to teach for this first time course of digital literacy. It was themed around social media influencers, and on the surface it may seem like it's a marketing course, but it's definitely not. It's a writing course, it's a rhetorical thinking course, it's a digital literacy course. So there are 5 units. Each unit asks an increasingly more complex question, from the first unit being, what is a social media influencer? All the way to the final unit, which is, what do social media influencers tell us about ourselves? What do they tell us about our culture? And students are thinking rhetorically about how social media influencers are using genre and genre conventions and online tools and really just writing in the broadest sense of the term for rhetorical means, persuading people, whether that's to buy something, to act in a certain way, to follow them, to become influencers themselves, all these kinds of things. And all semester long, students worked within one specific niche that they chose. So some students chose the beauty niche, some of them chose the football influencer niche, the gaming niche, anything and everything. And they made a podcast that could fit into that niche. A lot of them pretended to be influencers and made a sort of, here are my favorite beauty products that could be a podcast within the beauty niche, or here are the top 3 NFL rookies that you've got to keep your eye on because they're up and coming. And we talked about the genre conventions of a podcast. We talked about how to write a podcast. We talked about the difference between different modes of communication, from speaking to writing, and how that is different for these different audiences and different rhetorical situations. And we also talked about the body's role in listening to sound and listening to podcasts, and we read an excerpt of Steph Sarasso's book, which is incredible. She's one of my favorite scholars in the multimodal space. And then we moved on to video essays, and students took on that really hard, complex question of, what do influencers tell us about ourselves and our culture? We looked at genres of video essays and how all these different modes of communication come together. And students answered these questions in really like mind-blowing ways, and I was so impressed by students' video essays. Like, they were wonderful. That has been my favorite thing that I've ever graded from students. Just like so smart, not only in conveying their arguments, but in the arguments themselves. And then for this final project, students are making a website as if they were influencers, and they're having a homepage, a collaborate page, writing to potential brands. So again, focusing on the genre conventions of what does this look like. And my goal with this class is that students will realize that rhetorical thinking happens daily in our daily lives, and things as mundane and ubiquitous as social media practices. And I'm hoping that when they continue to scroll through social media in their daily lives, they will realize, I am thinking rhetorically. I hope that these things have become more habitual. More than anything, I hope to show students that writing is so much more expansive than just alphabetic text on paper, and I hope that it's just been fun for them. And I hope that some of these students maybe consider presenting their resume or something in the form of a website, in the form of a multimodal web page or something, rather than just a written black and white PDF or Word doc. And I've had so much fun teaching it. There were some things that I would definitely do differently. I think I might have made this final assignment a bit more rigorous, because I had a lot of time to work on it, and I probably should have had more required elements, because I think that this has been the project that students have just sort of like put off and said like, hey, I don't want to worry about this, let me focus on my other classes that are actually hard. Especially since I canceled 3 whole classes and made them optional conferences like I'm doing today. I wish I would have thought ahead to make like more elements involved in this, but at the same time, it's spring semester, students are burnt out. Life is really hard, so if that's like the worst thing, then it is what it is. I also taught Tuesday, Thursday for the first time this semester, and so when you teach Tuesday, Thursday, the classes are longer than when you teach Monday, Wednesday, Friday, obviously. And this was the first time I've only taught twice a week instead of 3 times a week, and it was really hard to fill the whole class time. So we got out like 20 minutes early a lot, and I wish that I would have like tried a bit harder to fill those time slots, because there were definitely more activities I could have done, definitely times when I could have like probed discussion a bit further. I also wish that I would have included a few harder readings. A lot of the readings were things that students will encounter in their daily lives. Magazine articles from Forbes, from Psychology Today, from, I don't know, The Atlantic, which is a little bit harder, New York Times, New Yorker. But I think a key part of this class is adjusting to college and learning how to read some harder stuff. We had 1 or 2 scholarly articles, and students had to find some scholarly articles on their own as well. But I wish I would have like had some harder readings and talked to students about how to read hard things. Maybe more scholarly theoretical pieces offering like these theoretical lenses, because I think that's a really key skill. But at the same time, it's so hard, because it's like that's teaching them how to succeed in academia, it's teaching them how to succeed for the next like 3 to 4 years in college. But will they need that outside of college? Because a lot of these students don't want to continue on in academia. So it's just sort of a trade-off. I also wish that I would have talked a little bit more about a thesis, especially with the video essay, but you win some, you lose some. So those have sort of been my thoughts, and I get to teach this class again next year in the spring, because I'm on fellowship in the fall and not teaching, and I already have a bunch of ideas for how I want to improve it, but it's just been great. It has been so fun every day talking about social media influencers and the role that they play in our daily lives, and just thinking about broad conceptions of writing. I also did not tell my students about my YouTube channel, and I was just thinking like maybe it'll come up at some time, but it didn't. So maybe in the future, I don't know, maybe that'll be something I feel like I need to disclose, or maybe it'll be something I actively choose to not disclose. I don't know, I just was sort of vibing with it, and it never really came up. All those conferences are done. Students are doing incredible things, and I got a peach green tea lemonade from Starbucks. It's delicious. I haven't had this in way too long, and I am on my way, well, I will be on my way to campus for the final seminar meeting of the semester. Wow, today was a long day. That seminar was a long seminar. I am too tired to give a reflection or an update. So I will update you guys tomorrow after I go to physical therapy in the morning. Happy Wednesday. Today's Wednesday, yes. It is about 2:30 now, but I feel like I have lived an entire lifetime this morning already for reasons, or I guess faults, that are all my own. So I woke up this morning, went to PT. That was all really good. I was able to walk for 20 minutes on the treadmill with an incline of 5 without my foot hurting at all. So that's like the best news I've had in a really long time, and I was really excited about that. So I was riding this high, so I was like, let me get a matcha on the way home because I like had to drink my coffee in a rush, and Megan got parlor donuts. I was like, okay, matcha, parlor donuts is gonna be incredible. I checked the app. I'm already like close to home. I checked the app and all 3 locations of Starbucks near me are out of matcha. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go to Soma, which is a local coffee shop. Had to turn back around, went to Soma. Their matcha was literally undrinkable. It was disgusting. It tasted like powder. It was leaving my mouth feeling coated. And I paid $7 for it. And then I was like, okay, let me check again at this far Starbucks. It's hot, I gotta turn on the AC. And the far Starbucks was by the physical therapy office, 20 minutes away from home. But I went and I got my matcha with peach juice and coconut milk, and it added like 45 minutes to my day. I spent like $6 on that matcha, $7 on the matcha from Soma I didn't drink. So yeah, it was a lot. And then I got home, took a wonderful shower, cleaned my room, put away like 3 loads of laundry that I was putting off forever. Now I'm gonna grocery shop, get some meals for the week, and then hop into school stuff, mostly grading and a little bit of lesson planning for the final class tomorrow. How'd you learn that? That's so random. Oh, we're on different sides of TikTok. Pirelli, you look so cute. Sunbathing. Look at her just all sprawled out. I wish that could be me instead of grading. So I had some tofu, excuse me. I had some tofu pressed here, but we couldn't take on the labor of a new recipe, so we're going to our usual pizza, and we're unloading the dishwasher, and we're watching a Brooke Michio vlog. Oh, and
we're so cute.
I picked up the camera because Megan said they look good on the camera, but they look so bad in real life. Megan said she would use these. That these don't look past the expiration date.
These two I wouldn't use.
These look okay. She would use those. Look like
no, I wouldn't use those. I would use absolutely.
Those are wrinkly.
Wrinkles are fine unless they're too wrinkly. Vlog.
I'm not letting her use those.
Vlog, come through in the comments for me. I don't ask for a lot from you. I have my back.
I bought some new ones so we can use these and we'll be okay. One thing about me is I'm terrified of food poisoning. One thing about me is I will always cut the pizza and Megan will do the assembling. I will always roll out the dough and Megan will put all the toppings on, and I will always come back to cut it. Also, shout out to us for staying so on top of our dishes for the past 2 days. It's 10:15. I'm about to wash my face, put on some PJs, and get in bed for the night. I finished all my grading, very proud of myself. I did not finish lesson planning, but it's just like making a slide of the questions that I want to think about for peer review. So I'm just gonna finish that up in the morning and then head into my last class. I also realized I didn't update you guys about the seminar. I have a lot of thoughts, so I think I need more energy in order to give you guys an update.
Outside my window, is everything pale and cold? Can't seem to pick up my phone. It's been ringing all day long.
Hello, good morning, happy Thursday. I just finished watching an Anna Bia vlog. I don't know if that's how you say your name. I am so sorry if I'm mispronouncing that last name. But I've been really into watching her vlogs for a little while now. She's really just like relatable. She's about my same size on YouTube, a little bigger than me. And it's just like, I don't know, nice to see someone who is like vlogging in a similar style to me and not, I don't know, like I watch a lot of like Danielle Carolyn and Brooke Michio, and like they are like vloggers and full-time influencers for a living, and they have editors that they hire, so like obviously my content can't be like theirs. But she is a social worker and she posts like some post-grad stuff, posts a lot about social work, and it's just like really interesting. She's like very down to earth. So if you're looking for similar vloggers to me, check out her channel. So yeah, I also ordered some coffee because I made my last Nespresso pod today, so that was sad. And I just ordered the Costa Rica pods specifically because they fit in my Ember mug. They're a little bit smaller than some of the other pods, like my more favorite pods. And then I ordered one sleeve of the golden caramel pods. I think those are like the redesign or the revamp of the caramel cookie, which is discontinued. RIP. Tragic. I have a pimple patch on right here, but it's looking like I should have put one on right here. I need to go upstairs, wash my face. I think I'm gonna try and curl my hair and get dressed one last time to wrap things up with my students. Okay, the outfit that I planned on didn't come together. So we are going with all black in mourning for it being as cold as it is outside and it about to be summer. Just wearing this black sort of wild fable top. It's definitely more of a going out top, but I just put like a tank top underneath and paired it with some professional pants for like, you know, a cute little moment. I just got these shoes at TJ Maxx. They're Lizzie McGuire little sandals, and they're actually really, really comfortable. I know Wild Fable and Universal Thread has some like it at Target, but they're like harder and heavier. These are, I think they're like that Sincerely Jules brand from TJ Maxx and Marshalls and stuff. So they're just a lot comfier. I'll keep you guys updated on how it goes. Okay, running slightly late because what else is new? But my cramps are starting to be a little painful. So I'm gonna put on this heating patch. I think I've talked about this in a vlog before. Just picked it up at Target in like a pack of 3, and these things are lifesavers, and it just looks like this. It also looks like a pad, but you just peel the back off and stick it to like the inside of your pants, and it's a little portable heating pad. It doesn't get too hot, but it gets hot enough where it just feels soothing. Heat is definitely something that helps my cramps, and it doesn't damage your pants or anything. Obviously you like take it off and throw it away and you don't wash it or anything, but let's just stick her on. If someone is watching me from another car or something, they probably think I look crazy. It gets hot pretty fast. You don't have to bend it or crack it or anything. It's just peeling the back off that I think activates it. Okay, I hope you can't see it, but these pants are pretty thick, so you shouldn't be able to. Let's go teach.
I know the sun will be, but today's raining, so be patient with me. I'll be right, somehow
It's done, you guys. I finished the last classes of teaching. Just have to grade their final projects, and then we are in the summer, but I'm teaching first week of summer, so I barely get a summer until the end. So many thoughts and feelings and emotions. I was feeling really emotional started in the second section because I feel like I bonded with them. I mean, I bonded with both of them in different ways, but I held it together, I think. I don't think I showed it. Not that it would be bad, but and a lot of them followed me on Instagram right when class ended, so that was sweet. Yeah. I'm gonna need some time. I need some time to process. I wish it wasn't such a gloomy day. I wish it was like sunny and happy, because I do feel happy. I feel very proud of how far I've come in terms of a lot of things, in terms of teaching this class. Honestly, in terms of my dissertation project, I was a little bummed because the semester's ending and I didn't even get a full chapter written. I did like a draft of half to 3/4 of a chapter, and that's okay because I have done a lot of reading and thinking and talking, and it was really cool to have the seminar, the embodied rhetoric seminar, because that started from an independent study that I did with my advisor about women's writing. So if you're watching my vlogs way back then, and as it sort of took shape, my independent study with him, and as my dissertation project took shape, he realized that it made more sense to teach the independent study as a seminar on embodied rhetorics rather than limit it to just women. And it was really cool just to see like my advisor advocate for me in that way, where he was like, I'm going to teach this seminar and you're going to be listed as a TA on the course, and we're going to have these weekly meetings where you help me teach this course. And embodied rhetorics is just like this weird niche. I don't even know if I call it a subfield, because it's like inside of every other field of rhet comp and everything. So seeing it be treated as its own topic worthy of a seminar was really, really cool and meaningful for me. And he's an excellent teacher, and the class was excellent. And yeah, that's why I'm like struggling to think of anything to say other than like it was really, really cool to spend dedicated time each week picking out the readings, doing the readings, talking about the readings with others. Because so much of the time in doing my work on embodied rhetoric or embodied composition, embodied multimodal composition, whatever I'm calling it these days, it feels so isolating. And I hadn't been back in the classroom seminar setting in quite some time, since like pre-COVID. So that was nice, just to be reminded of what that's like. Sometimes it was a little challenging because it's hard for me to feel like very opinionated about pieces and hear people like dislike them. So I had to bite my tongue a bit on that, but like it's nothing against anyone, just difference of scholarly opinions. Yeah, just feeling really appreciative of my advisor and offering that course, and he's the one who advocated for me to be able to teach this digital writing class, and picking an advisor is just really, really, really important in a PhD program, and I cannot stress that enough. Pick someone who doesn't necessarily, if you're between picking someone who has your same scholarly interests or someone who you vibe with as a person, pick the person you vibe with as a person. You can figure out how to navigate differences in scholarly communities, but pick the person who you know you will feel supported by. And I hear horror stories of people with their advisors all the time, and I'm so glad that I don't have that relationship. I feel supported, like I said. I feel like he has my best interest in mind. I feel like he is like constantly advocating for me in big and small ways, and he's a tenured white man. So he has a lot of privileges that I don't have, and he's very aware of those privileges, and he uses them to others' advantage to advocate for others. And it's just so nice knowing that it helps my anxiety a lot, knowing that if something were to go wrong, I could reach out to him and he will go to bat for me. I had a very low point of my grad school journey twice. The first point was when I thought I was gonna leave the program. This was before I was vlogging because I couldn't do what I wanted to do. I couldn't do composition writing studies here, or I felt like I couldn't. And I met with him and I was like, hey, I'm gonna leave. And he was like, if you leave, I'd be happy to write you a letter of rec and get you in wherever you want to go. But you definitely don't have to leave. I will show you how you can do what you want to do anywhere you are. And that's like the conversation that solidified. He'd be my advisor. When he offered to do the independent study with me, he wrote up the entire course description for an independent study, and that is unheard of. He made the entire reading list. That's unheard of. And so obviously, stayed at IU. And the second low point was when I got horrible feedback from a peer on a paper that was a really, really hard paper for me to write. It was a really personal paper talking about how sexual and physical violence affects women's bodies and how it's affected my own body. And I had the statistic of 1 in 3 women are impacted by this, and he said, okay, like, who cares if 1 in 3 women are impacted when 2 out of 3 don't? This argument isn't meaningful to a wide enough community. And we don't have to unpack that. I unpacked it in a previous vlog, multiple previous vlogs, but it was really, really hard for me to know that I was in a program with people who had that way of thinking. And it was hard for me to keep in mind, like, this is one person who thinks this way. This isn't like indicative of everyone. And my advisor really reminded me of that. And he was like, this is a him problem, not a you problem. This work matters. Women's bodies matter. In fact, you should write about women's bodies. And so I did. And I do. And yeah, I didn't think this would turn into an advisor appreciation segment, but it did. The only times I feel like I beef with my advisor, there's 2. One is because he's a man, and this isn't bad on him for being a man. It's just that writing about women's bodies and like the daily experience of being a woman, he just can't get it to the extent that a female advisor would be able to. And that's when I go to my second committee member, and that's okay. That's not like his fault. It's just can be frustrating sometimes when he doesn't get it on like that personal level, when it's always personal for me. And the second is that he is so busy, so busy. He does a million things. And so sometimes I feel like I have to fight for his time, or I feel guilty taking up his time. And again, I know that's not a me thing. And everyone is like that, especially in an R1 school. But yeah, I feel just like happy that that seminar just existed in the first place. It made my work feel grounded in important ways, and it made me feel like what I do matters. And so even if I didn't get the writing done that I was hoping or felt like I should get done for this arbitrary timeline, I'm happy for like the experiences that I had. And I'm happy for teaching. A lot of students stayed after and wanted to take pictures with me, which was so nice. Yeah, I feel emotional. I always feel emotional at this time of the semester. I made a lot of progress mental health wise, which I've talked about here and there. Made a lot of progress with my anxiety, managing panic attacks, just things like that. So yeah, I'm going to embrace this nostalgic moment and get some Chick-fil-A, because I always used to get Chick-fil-A on Friday afternoons when I was living in a dorm freshman year in college, and I would eat some popcorn and watch How to Get Away with Murder and all of the Shonda Rhimes shows, and it was the highlight of my week. So I'm gonna get some Chick-fil-A, go home, do nothing related to school, probably watch the Hunger Games, eat some popcorn, and get after things tomorrow. So thank you for listening to all these reflective rants in this vlog. You already know we need a celebratory drink.
Where the sky is blue, I'm too tired to sleep, too tired to do anything else than doing nothing. I'm too tired to rest, too tired.
Bestie Megan. Look what she did for us. Wow. Okay, it is a little after 8 p.m. I finished the 4th Harry Potter book. This took me quite some time to get through because it is a big boy. Then of course I had to tell Megan all my thoughts, and I felt a little hot, so I got in the shower just for a quick little body shower, where I put the water like not all the way cold, but like 20% cold as like a little, not even cold plunge, a cool plunge. But that book was really good. Really good. If you don't follow me on Instagram, you should, because I don't do like book reviews, but I have like a highlight reel where I give like brief thoughts about books and I rate them. I also rate them on my Goodreads as well. I don't know what my Goodreads is. If I know the link, I can put it on the screen here or put it in my description box or something like that. But you should follow me on Instagram because that's where I do all my fun stuff anyway. I think I'm gonna start this new book tonight. I got it at Goodwill. I showed it in a Goodwill haul a few vlogs ago, but it's like she goes to Nigeria to explore her father's family or something, learn more about it, and then I think she falls in love along the way. So, you know, I love a good romance moment. Good morning. Well, good afternoon. It's already after 12. It's Friday morning. I just got back from a physical therapy session. I woke up and my back was really hurting. So some of the stretches I did like hurt my back a little bit, and I feel like I shouldn't have like done all of them. Like I did some squats, balancing on like a half ball with a flat surface. Don't know what it's called. And that hurt my back. So I should have like only done half of them. But I'll be okay. I think I just slept weird. So I have some Zoom meetings with students at 3:45 and at 4. But I'm thinking I might go to a coffee shop for a couple hours to get some work done. It's been really rainy and gloomy, and we haven't seen the sun in quite some time, and it's making me feel some kind of way. So I don't think I want to be cooped up in my house, especially since like yesterday I was like reading Harry Potter, which was fun, but I'm like, let me get out of the house for a minute. So I'm trying to decide where I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna eat some lunch here first, so I don't have to buy food out. And then tonight I have an event, kind of, and like a get together with a group of us in the rhetoric program to say goodbye to someone who is moving. He has his fellowship semester and he's moving out west to be with his family. So yeah, we're just gonna grab some drinks, some pizza. So let me eat some lunch. An update from Megan's car. It's 5:13. No, it's 6:13. She still has not changed her car clock, but I haven't changed mine either. It's okay, no judgment. And we are on our way to a bar called the Sinkhole for, I think I talked about it earlier in the vlog. Someone in my program is leaving to be with his family, and it's his last hurrah. But I think we're gonna get a drink. I'm gonna get a soda. There's a pizza place next to, order some pizza, and then just like leave, because neither of us want to be out right now. Sorry. Megan's not bad with allergies. My back has really been hurting. It's just like gloomy. We're just sleepy, and I'm trying to watch the Hunger Games tonight. So yeah. Oh. I'm sorry. It's just a nightmare. Gonna get in bed for the night, so I will go ahead and end off the vlog here. I was just talking to Megan. I feel like my vlogs have just been like, I don't know, stuck in a rut lately, especially the past like 2 or 3. Just a little boring, just because my life has been so mundane. But we brainstormed. She's my manager now. And I have some ideas for some sit down videos and just ways to make vlogs a little more interesting, a little more fun. But I hope that you guys enjoyed this vlog. That was a reflective vlog, thinking a lot about what my teaching experience has been like this semester, the seminar that I was part of, and just overall writing in general and the semester at large. So, hi Pirelli. If you have any ideas for vlogs or future videos that you would like to see, leave them in the comments, and I try to respond to all my comments. Leave a comment about absolutely anything. Follow me on social media. Subscribe if you're not already. I will see you guys in the next more exciting vlog. Bye.